Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to my latest pickup video. Sorry if it looks a little bit washed out, it's quite late at night, the light's not very good in here. But I've just been out since I'm all dressed up. I was actually out at my mother-in-law's birthday party. So it was a good night, but I thought I'd crack on and do this pickups video. I've got quite a fair bit, so I'll try and go through it at a reasonably pace. But I would just like to start this video with a huge announcement. A huge, massive announcement for Mark's gaming channel here. I've got this. This is what I live my life by. I don't know if you can see that. It's Mark's gaming budget. £3. £3, see this? So I think of that. That's me. I've decided after much badgering to scrap my £3 gaming budget. For this year at least. I'm going to bump it up to a £5. Happy days! Nah, just joking. Actually, the reason I'm actually scrapping my budget is, one, it's getting slightly harder to buy games for £3. There's more and more people buying them, especially out in the wild. I barely find anything now. But it's mostly because I'm becoming impatient. I really want to finish my Wii collection. I've got around 6 or 7 titles for that. Really want to finish that sooner rather than later before the prices go up. And mainly because I bought a Wii U, I'm never going to find Wii U games for £3. So I'm thinking I'm going to set the budget for Wii U games at a tenner. I don't really want to go above a tenner. But the Wii games, things like The Last Story and that, I'm happy to pay sort of like 30 quid for that, because the games I really want. So with that in mind, we'll crack on. First game though I'll show you, it was a freebie from my great friend Stuart to UK. That's Wild 9 for the PlayStation. This was, as I say, a free gift from Blackpool. When I met him in Blackpool, he was going to hand it into Retro Collect, and he asked me if I was needing it, and I certainly was. I've been after this for a while actually. Really enjoyed Wild 9 back in the day. I loved all like the Lee Perry games, Earthworm Jim and all that. Shiny Entertainment done some fantastic games back in the day before they lost their way. But yeah, so really pleased to finally pick up that Wild 9. Next up is a few import Xbox games, original Xbox games. Obviously I'm still actively collecting for the Xbox, but there's a few games that never made it out in Britain. So these all came up. Actually it was one seller selling them. So I snapped them up. They were really cheap actually. I got them for about £2 each. So first one is Blitz, the League. The reason I bought this is because Blitz, American football game, is one of my favourite games on the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast version is a fantastic game. I have no interest in American football, but I could play that game for hours. This one's not as good. It's a lot more realistic looking than that, but it's still worth a play. Next up is 25 to Life. This is this made it out in the PS2 in Britain, but not for the Xbox. Sort of like a Grand Theft Auto game without the open worlds. It's more set levels, sort of like a Duke Nukem. In fact, it's actually like 50 Cent Blood on the Sand style games. It's alright, it's not the best to be honest. Next up is a first person shooter, Combat Task 121. This was in a series of games by published by Atari, but it was made by a company called Groove. It's done really low budget first person shooters. I personally think they're fantastic on the original Xbox. I love Soldier of Fortune, all those type of games on the Xbox. So this one's really shit, but I really enjoy it. It's but yeah, these never came out in Britain. Probably most of the games that didn't make it out in Britain for the Xbox is because they're shit. This one never made it out because it came out near the end of the life of the Xbox, and by that time the 360 had appeared and the Xbox was scrapped. And this really should have came out because it's a great game. That is Phantom Dust. It came out in America and in Japan. They're a really good game. It plays, it's sort of like an arena battle style game where you move in real time, but you have sort of like RPG style elements in between. It looks a lot like, say, Final Fantasy VIII. That sort of graphical look, and you could go around and you could talk to people and things like that. And then you fight. The missions are basically fights against other people. But it's really good. You could use attacks, melee attacks, magic attacks and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. It's Phantom Dust. A racer game here, Pulse Racer. This isn't very good, it's sort of like an Extreme G clone. It's not the best though. I knew it was pretty pish before I bought it, but I've wanted to have a go. Pulse Racer. Quite a cool mech game here. Let me see if I get this. Murakumo. This plays sort of like a flight game where you play a mech and you have to basically chase after the bad guys appear, their fellow mechs, and you engage them in flight combat, in aerial combat. You chase them through the cities and things like that, and then the action slows down and you could fight them, shoot them and things like that. It's actually quite good. It looks quite nice. It looks the part. I don't actually know why this never came out, because it's all in English. As with many Japanese games, a lot of them are in English. And here's one that was actually quite hard to find. I've looked for it for a while. And it's Muzzle Flash. This was a Japanese exclusive, where you play like an ex-SAS Special Forces soldier, and you have to go behind the enemy lines and basically you're a one-man army. But it's a really terrible game, buggy and glitchy to fuck, but it's still, I really enjoy it. It's hard as nails though. I can't get past the second level, but it's, again, I don't know why it never came out here, because with a little polish it could have been really good, but it's all in English. The cutscenes are in English, all the voice acting's in English, so I don't know. But that's Muzzle Flash. So yep, so they came last month-ish. Again, I really enjoy the Xbox. Sticking with the Xbox theme, I did a couple 360 games that I was after. These are basically the ones I finished collecting. Not collecting, but I finished buying the games for the 360 that I missed out on. First up is the special edition of Dishonored. This comes with some tarot cards. This was brand new. The box isn't in the best shape, but it was a £2.99. I actually got, in fact it was £2 because they were £2.99 each, but you got 5 for a tenner. So I got this, these other two, Battlefield 4. I got Battlefield 4 for £2, which is quite a good buy. But yeah, so Dishonored, really enjoying this actually. It's pretty good. I'm working my way through it now. Another game I missed out on, I really want to try. I don't know if I'll finish. It's a special edition of Eleanor. Really liked the idea of this game when it first came out. I did enjoy the point and click games back in the day, so I will get around to playing this. But special edition, I don't think it's got anything fancy with it or anything. I think it might have a soundtrack. I'm not sure. I think it's all just downloadable content, which I hate with these special editions. You really want something feasible that you can touch. But yeah, so looking forward to trying that. I'll probably maybe wait and try that last, so I could put enough time and effort into it. And one game that I really was disappointed I missed out on, and that was The Darkness 2. And I got that for £1. That wasn't in this bundle. That was from Game actually for £1. But I loved the first Darkness game. I think the only person that loved the games more than me was Vampire Mike. I know he really loves the games. I've never got around to playing the second one. I'd heard mixed things. It's a lot more graphic, a lot more brutal, but I quite like the visual style of it. So I'm hoping to play this next after Dishonored. So really looking forward to getting stuck into that. So that's The Darkness 2. Right. The Master System games I picked up was the ones I've already shown, which was these three bad boys that I got from CEX. Just like to say, the reason I was so happy to get Power Strike is because I thought it was not because I got a cheap game for an expensive game for cheap. It was because I was able to buy a game I didn't think I would ever own. That's why I was super excited about finding it. But out of the three, it's One More Raid that I'm really enjoying the most. I really love this. It's a little slow, but graphically it's pretty nice for the Master System. It doesn't flicker too much. Power Strike's got quite a bad amount of flicker, I think. But Line of Fire is great. But yeah, really good. Really love playing on Master System with them. One Mega Drive game picked up is a bit of a belter. I got this for £3 at a cash generator. And it is Ghouls and Ghosts. not in the best condition. It's got the boxes a little cracked and things like that, but what can you say about Ghouls and Ghosts? It's a fantastic game. Really enjoying it. I can't say I've ever played the Mega Drive version before. Playing this, it must have been the Super Nintendo version I played. But yeah, really enjoying it. Not finished it yet because it's hard as nails. But Ghouls and Ghosts, £3. I thought that was an absolute bargain. A couple of N64 games. Slowly getting down to my N64 games. One thing I might do actually, which is Ocarina Fella, Carl's idea, was people, he says what he can't understand why people don't put the games that they want, their wanted list, in sort of descriptions and things like that, so other people can help you out, which Carl I thought was a fantastic idea. So I think I might do that for my N64, because I've only got 7 or 8 games left I want. So, but the 3 I picked up, these 2 were from Play Blackpool. It's Road Rash 64. Not the best game, definitely not the best Road Rash, but I do quite enjoy it. And Cruising World, which I love the Cruising USA style games. This one's better than Cruising USA, I think. So yeah, so they were 2 games that were on my list, and one I won off eBay for £1 is Hot Wheels Racing. And as you can see, the label's not in the best condition. It's been moist at one point. But I didn't actually realise this was a hard to find game until I watched Glenn Plant's excellent review on it. He reviewed like the American version. So I was super chuffed to get that for £1. It was on my list. I love the Hot Wheel games. I've got them for all the systems. So if you want an enjoyable racing game, pick up any Hot Wheels game. The PlayStation version is great. PS2 version, the Xbox version, there's version for it on all the systems. Really good games, Hot Wheels. So yeah, so that's 3 off my list. So, excuse me, that's again 6 or 7 that I need. A lot of them are common titles like Super Mario 64. I want that to be the last game I buy because it was the first game I ever bought for my N64. So that's fairly common. Getting it for under £10 is quite difficult now though. I don't want to pay all that for it. But yeah, so there's a couple, so I'll probably make a list in the description. So yeah, so next Atari Lynx games. I picked up a couple of Atari Lynx games. These 2 were from the Expo as well. These were £2 each. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is sort of like an adventure game, hence the title. And Zybots, is that how you pronounce it? Zybox? Aye, I'll say Zybots. Both really good games. As I say, I was hoping to collect a few more games from my Atari Lynx this year. They're still pretty cheap, so and every game for the Atari Lynx bar Pit Fighter are a great game to own. So that was them. And I picked up 3 other ones. A little loose car, Rygar, really good arcade game. It's a great arcade conversion of the arcade game. Yeah, Rygar's a really good game. I've also got the update for the Wii, which is not as good, but maybe still worth having a go. And these 2 were new. These were £4 each. They were still sealed. It's Switchblade 2. This is like a Ninja Gaiden style game for the Atari Lynx. Again, an arcade game. But yeah, it's really good. Really good conversion. Played really good on the Atari Lynx. I really enjoyed Retro Gamer's article on the Atari Lynx this month. I'm a big fan of the Atari Lynx. It's definitely an underrated system. Some really good games on it. Another game is a shoot 'em up for the Atari Lynx, and that is Gates of Zendikon. This is in the big box version. Just compare it to a standard Atari Lynx box. But yeah, this is a pretty cool shoot 'em up. You play a little spaceship as per the course, and a lot of the bad guys are eyeballs and sort of alien type creatures. So yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, that was brand new, sealed. I've just opened up the top but left the cellophane on. So really enjoying that. So as I say, I do enjoy the Atari Lynx. If you can find one, pick one up. They do go through batteries though, so buy a power pack. But yeah, so it's Atari Lynx. 2 Neo Geo Pocket games. Again, I got these at the Expo. I only picked up a couple games for the Expo because it was far too expensive for me. But both fighting games. These were £2 each in the same place. I've got the Atari Lynx games. And it's Fatal Fury and Samurai Showdown 2. R2, sorry. So if you've never played any of these on the Neo Geo Pocket, they're fantastic fighting games. Obviously not as good as their big brothers, but they've crammed in all the gameplay into just a handheld. Visually it looks nice, the colours are sort of limited because the Neo Geo only has sort of 3 colours, 3-colour palette. But yeah, really good fun games, a lot of the moves are in there. So Samurai Showdown especially is really good. So for £2 I am super happy. Again, I've got maybe 9 games from my pocket now. There's only a couple more I want. Cotton is one of them, which I know I don't think I'm going to buy because it's like a £100 game. But never say never. Right. Wii now. I'll go for the Wii. One game that I've been after for a long time. See it a lot, never for a good price. That is Super Smash Bros. This was a £5. I bought this actually after I decided to scrap my £3 gaming budget. But yeah, Super Smash. I don't actually enjoy this as much as other people enjoy it. I think it's a bit basic, but it's still, there's no denying it's a great game. I don't know how keen I'm going to be to rush out to buy the Wii U version when it comes out. I think that's a lot of the Wii U games. It's always been a problem with Nintendo. They just rehash their games, so I find it difficult to buy the latest one when the old ones are just as good. But I'll wait and see. And another one, I'm super chuffed to get. This was on my list. I thought this was going to be the last game I was going to buy because I didn't think I was going to find it cheap. And basically the day I decided to scrap my £3 budget, I went on eBay. This was the first game I searched for just to see, I've got a safe search for it, just to see if there was any came up. And this one had been on for like 6 days, 23 hours, so it obviously just been put up because it hadn't came up on my safe search list. And it is Kirby's Adventure, the Wii. I got this, buy it now for £12, free postage. So I think I've just been fucking super lucky. I'm guessing the guy just put it up like literally minutes before it, because this normally goes, I mean Scott, Sega Saturn lad, when he picked it up from Game for $17.99, I mean that was an absolute bargain. So it normally goes for £35–40 and they copies do sell. So yeah, it's a really good game actually, one of the best Kirby games I've ever played. So I was super chuffed to get that. So it's just fate. I'm glad I scrapped my budget. So finally, before I go on to the latest things, a couple of PC Engine games. I've got a few more coming in the next week, but I thought I'd just show these. Picked up Rock On, which was a shooter. This was just loose. This isn't an expensive game at all. You could buy it for like £8 boxed and complete. But this was only £2. So thought I'd give it a try. It's not the best shooter, to be honest. It's odd because you're really slow at first, and then as you get power ups it becomes ridiculous. But yeah, so it's not the best. But my main game, again, why I've scrapped the budget, this happened in pretty much the same day. After I bought Kirby, I just thought, oh, what other games on my lists that I'm desperately wanting but I've never found for a cheap price. And second on the list was Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu for the PC Engine. I've wanted this game for a long time. I really loved the Kayard Gamer. I can't even say his name. Kayard Gamer. He kens who I am. He's on about. He has a fantastic PC Engine collection, and he picked it up. And he got a really good deal actually. I think it was £25 he paid for it, but he had to pay import tax on it, which is the right stinger. But that's a cracking price. It always goes for roughly 30–35 quid, and it's worth it. It's a great game. But after I checked Kirby, I went on eBay of Japan, and this had just been again put up within a few hours, and it was a buyout price of 1,000 yen. So with the conversions, and once I'd paid delivery and my fee and things like that, I think it worked out about £10.50 delivered, and it came within like 4 days. And it came in a massive box as well. Don't know if I've still got it. So yeah, so super chuffed to get that. It was a fantastic price. As I say, it's a great game. I've played it non-stop actually for the last couple of days. It's really good. The music is phenomenal. If you have an emulator, if you have the possibility to emulate PC Engine games, give this game a try. It really is great. They actually give you a free game with it. Often the case when you buy games from Japan, they give you like free sort of like games that they can't really sell. Most of them are Japanese heavy texts, but this one is, I don't even know what it's called, something PC, but it's actually a chess game. And I know the rules of chess, but I don't know how to play. But it's actually quite fun. I've actually played this for about an hour. It's sort of like a medieval style chess game where you play on like a 3D board. So yeah, I don't know why, I just find it interesting. And what's quite cool is, if you get look close, I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's actually a naked woman on the disc. Oh, I don't know if it's going to focus. Probably best it's no focusing for YouTube's nudity laws. But oh yeah, naked woman, only in Japan. Tell you, if I'd had this game when I was 8, oh, I would have been fucking off my rocker. Aye, so that's my PC Engine games. As I say, I've got a couple more coming. But again, there's a few PC Engine games I desperately want. So scrapping my budget is going to help with that. I'm not going to be going daft, obviously. I'm not going to be spending £15–60 on games. But there's a few around the £15 mark, like Twin B. I really want Twin B. And there's a few shooters that I desperately want. So fingers crossed, in the next few months I'm going to try and knock a few off. And the rest of my cash has basically been spent on Wii U games. I don't know how I feel about the Wii U yet. I find the analog sticks on the control pads a little loose, if that's the right word, a little sensitive. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it actually. So I've managed to pick up a few games. I'll just show you, I'm going to just get cracking on with them. As I said, I don't want the time to fucking run on. What we at, 22 minutes already? Fucking hell. Anyway, so the first one is Deus Ex. As I say, I had this for the 360, but I wanted the director's cut. And this was £5 sealed from eBay. Another £5 game. Splinter Cell Blacklist. Really enjoyed this. It's a great game. Visually it looks fantastic, but the ending, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the ending is bish. It really is a disappointing ending to a really good game. But yeah, Splinter Cell. Game that I thought, I saw it for a $4.99 and I thought, am I ever going to play this? I'll just show you it. Mass Effect 3. I played the first one on the original Xbox 360, but I just didn't like it. But I thought, for that price, it's a game to add, a game to play on the Wii U. So I think, because if it was on the 360 I wouldn't play it, but because it's on the Wii U I might get around to playing it. I know it's a great game, and I know you don't have to have played the first and second ones to understand the third one, I know that, but I'm going to give it a chance. I am going to give it a chance. So, picked up Injustice, Gods Among Us, a fighting game. Really enjoyed this game. It's not the most in-depth fighter. There's not that many moves to pick from. I know fighters might disagree with me, fighter fans might disagree with me, but it's just great fun playing as Batman and Superman and all the people. So yeah, it's worth it just for that. And I like how you can kick people out of the ring like you can in like Dead or Alive and that. But it's good, but you really need an arcade stick for fighting games. Picked up Zombie U. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about this. I think it's a great game. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. I don't think that's really the point to it. This was only a $5 as well. This was new, £5 new. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I enjoy playing it. I enjoy seeing how long I could survive. So I think it's one of the best zombie games ever made, because you have a real sense of tension and fear playing it. So yeah, Zombie U, I really enjoy it. It's quite good. A game that I picked up for a $5 as well. And the reason for that is because I think it's going to be defunct in about a week's time. Sonic All-Star Racing. Enjoy the Wii version of this. This one I don't think plays much different. Obviously you can fly and that in it now. But it's still a great game. I like playing as Wreck-It Ralph. But as I said, online nobody's going to be playing this in a week's time when Mario Kart comes out. Second last game, Avengers Battle Battle for Earth. This is another fighting game, but it's very strange. It's almost like not a turn-based battle game, but instead of just hammering the buttons, you have commands that you type in, you hit with the stylus, and then you have to do little fucking semicircles and wiggles and zigzags to activate the moves. And looks fantastic. It's lovely, sort of half cartoony, half sort of cel shaded look about it, but it does lack depth, to be honest. It's great fun playing, but it's certainly not challenging or anything like that. It's not as technical as say a Street Fighter fighting game. But yeah, but pretty pleased with it actually. I was surprised actually, I didn't really know what to expect for it. And the last game, I actually stretched $7.99 for this game, and I really wanted the special edition, but I thought for that price it's worth it. And that is the Wind Waker. Got this from Cash Generator, $7.99. Pretty good condition. I don't think it's been played much. The disc and that's pretty spotless. But yeah, I think the Wind Waker is quite a funny game because up until like last year, people hated it. People thought it was a terrible game, worst Zelda game ever made. As soon as they announced it was getting remade for the Wii U, everyone thought it was fantastic. I didn't mind it the first time I played it. I played it through on the GameCube when it first came out. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to going through it again. I know they've streamlined some things in this, like the sailing. They've cut out a lot of the open world sailing that you can do, which sort of slowed the game down. So I'll probably, once I've finished my 360 games, I'll probably start that. So there you go guys, that's my pickups. Sorry if it's been a bit quick, just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. So yeah, as I say, the budget's been scrapped this year, mostly from Craig. Craig's here again, he's been badgering me to scrap it. So, but you only need one kidney, what's the point What is the point? So there you go guys. So see, I've got a couple more PC Engine games to pick up. I'll probably just be keeping my money for Mario Kart though. I'll be buying that at launch. Just the regular edition I think. I'll wait and see. Oh, I forgot my favourite pickup. I've just spotted it, I fucking forgot it. My best pickup of the week. Of the month even. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. This was £1. I was jumping for joy. And it's a light gun for the PlayStation 1. It's a Walther PPK. I really wanted this as a teenager. I loved light gun games, and when I saw this I was just oh. It used to come in two colours. It came in full wood and like metal and this sort of carbon fibre finish. I don't know if you can see that. But it's a fantastic light gun. It's got a pretty realistic, it's life size. It's got 3 firing modes. You hit the safety switch and you could go from normal auto fire. Works with all G-Con games. Love the trigger. You could even plug in a plug. You could plug in a pedal for Time Crisis on the bottom. It's got a rumble feature, recoil rumble feature, and even the hammer comes back. That's for activating your special weapons and things like that. But yeah, this is a fantastic light gun. I'm really pleased with this. I actually played through Die Hard Trilogy 1 and 2 as soon as I got this. So yeah, I know I'm not a nostalgia sort of collector, but when I saw this, I'm